I tried doing a 9-to-5 job for about a year and hated it. Hated sitting in front of a desk, hated sitting at a computer. So I went back to cooking school and I've been doing it for 20 years, 25 years. My name is Tim Shaw. I'm from New York, New England, but I live in Pacifica now, and I am a chef and an instructor. I kind of fell in love with it in college. I got a job working over the summer as a cook, just a cook at a restaurant. I did bartending, waitering, and I just sort of fell in love with the whole sort of restaurant industry. It's an interesting bunch of people that work in restaurants, people who like to be up late at night and work really hard for very little money. I started teaching in 2000. I started teaching at New York University in the nutrition department, where I had just finished a master's. But I started teaching culinary arts at the French Culinary Institute in 2005. Well, I got interested in sustainability. I started cooking in the Berkshires in Massachusetts, and in the mid-90s, when people started talking about organics, and it was kind of a natural progression of learning how to cook, was learning to work with local, seasonal products. It wasn't strictly, because people say it's healthier or whatever, it's just because it tasted better. It was really fun when I started teaching cooking to see that for so many people that was kind of a new way of looking at food. It's kind of fun to see people have those aha moments when they see that something can taste so different. So I've kind of been doing it from the beginning. And fortunately, the food industry has been kind of catching up to what, some of us have been teaching for a long time. I think you're starting to see a lot more people who want better food and realize that better food, is going to cost a little more. Or actually, as I try to get my students to understand, it's not that better food costs more, it's that cheap food is kind of artificially cheap. But people are starting to realize that if you pay a little bit more, you get a much better product. What we do to our environment is going to affect our food systems, which is going to ultimately affect our own health and our own eating habits. I think it's going to become more important because it has to become more important. So I think sustainability, it's becoming more cohesive as a concept rather than just this amorphous word that people don't really know necessarily what it means. Because we're seeing the results of a non-sustainable food system, energy system, everything system. So I think it's very much becoming an important part of education and needs to be, I think.